Like this video right now or you're getting 13 years of bad luck.
So I know I haven't posted in quite a while. It's actually been a week since I last posted a montage, and the reason is just because I needed a break from YouTube. I've been playing the game so much and just grinding YouTube that it actually was like mentally depressing for me to get on the game, and I've just been chilling now for a week, going out with friends, going to the gym. I still go to the gym every day, of course, but but I'm back now, and I'm gonna be grinding harder than I've ever grinded before. And I thought, what better way to come back than doing a settings video? But more specifically, in today's video, I'm going to be explaining every single setting that's in the game, alright? So today, I'm going to run through everything in the settings of Fortnite, alright? Every single thing. I'm going to give you guys the best tip on everything when it comes to gun slots, to confirm error on release, sensitivities, everything. I'm even going to show my updated controller settings for the people that are wondering and want to try mine out. But I also know that some of you guys may be new to my YouTube, and some of you guys have never watched me play, so you don't know if you should listen to my tips or not. So I'm gonna pop up a clip of how I play Fortnite, and you can judge whether or not you wanna keep watching the video or not. Alright boys, so here's the clip. So yeah, if you decided to keep on watching the video, I guess I did my job right. But yeah boys, let's get into the settings. Alright, so the first setting is going to be game settings. We're going to go over all of these. So we're going to be starting off with toggle sprint. So if you don't know what this is, so basically toggle sprint is when you press on your L3. So it's the left stick of your controller where you move your character. So if you press down on that, it will just keep on running. Now this setting right here is something I do not recommend. Every pro, every creative warrior in the game that's, you know, on a high skill level, do not use this. This is what you want to have off. What you want to have on, and this is probably one of the best and most underrated settings in the game, is sprint by default. So sprint by default is literally just you moving your L3 stick and you're going to be running as fast as you can. So I recommend you having this one on. So what this basically means is that when you're running and reloading a gun, it will cancel the reload, so you can't run and reload your gun at the same time. So you would recommend you having this one off. All right, it's not the most important when you come into fighting. You know, when you box fight in arena, or you know, when you fight somebody in, you know, a comp mode, wherever it may be, you usually don't run, you know, and reload. You just stay in a box, you reload, you box up. But I would still have this off just in case you have to move and reload at the same time, because we know, you know, when you have to clutch up for your teammates, you might get pushed by a team and you have to run and reload at the same time and make sure that all your weapons are reloaded. So make sure you have this off. So auto open doors is a setting that a lot of people underestimate. All right, so what this basically does is that you run through the door without having to open the door. So what does this basically mean? Let's say you're doing a 3-tile edit or a 4-tile edit, but accidentally do a door edit, and you have to get away from a team or you're free building. You will just run through the door without having to press square on your controller. So when you have auto open door, you will just run through the door and not lose momentum. So have this one on. This is very important. Now when we come into combat, a lot of people don't know what to put, and I'm gonna give you guys the best things that you should be having in your slots on Fortnite, so that when you're fighting people, you will win a lot more fights. So you can just copy my settings that you have right now, but I'm gonna show you guys on the preferred item slots. All right, so this doesn't really matter a lot, but there's one thing that matters, only one thing. All right, it's your first slot. Your first slot, especially if your controller, has to be a shotgun. All right, it has to be. And a lot of people may ask me why not have an AR there. If you have an AR, you've probably played the game for a while, but you've never adapted to the new era where the shotgun is in the first slot. So when you take a wall and you fight people, do you never wonder why your AR comes out and not your pump? Well, basically, if you have your AR as your first slot, that will come out first when you take somebody's wall or when you replace someone's wall. That's why it's important to have a pump. So when you take someone's wall and you edit the wall, the first gun that's gonna come out is the pump, so you don't have to switch around. So make sure the first loadout slot is a pump. Then the rest can be whatever you like. You know, if you like to have your second as your SMG or AR, it's all, you know, doesn't really matter that much. So if you want to copy mine, this is what I have. But yeah, let's get into the next setting. Alright, building. So probably one of the most important ones. So I have all of these on. I'm gonna explain them all quick. So reset building choice. Alright, so basically what this is, alright. Let's say you're building a wall, right? And you go back to your guns, and then you go back to your building menu. You're gonna come back to the wall. Alright, the first thing that's gonna be, you know, presented to be built is gonna be a wall. If you have your ramp as your last, you know, build choice, when you go back into building, the ramp is going to be the first thing available for you to put. That's why I reset mine, so it's always the same. So no matter if I put a cone last, a floor last, it will reset to the original build. So this is really important. I would probably have this on if you want to, you know, be a really good builder in fights. So probably have this one on. The disable pre-edit options. So this one obviously you need to have this on. So Fortnite actually listened to the community for once and actually made sure that we got this option, because we were just so tired of, you know, getting pre-edits when we do triple edits. And I know a lot of y'all boys can relate to that. When you do triple edits back in the day, you got a lot of pre-edits and your wall would edit when you didn't even want it to edit, like in a weird way. So just disable pre-edit option, have this on, and you will never get pre-edits ever. Turbo building, obviously on. I don't even need to explain that one, to be honest. It's just, you know, spam building, whatever. And then confirm edit on release. This one is like one of the big topics in editing, and a lot of pros and creative warriors always argue why off and on is the best. So I have it on, and I'm gonna give you guys a little tip, because people that have this on, they think that they don't have to press the confirm button, but I still press my confirm button when I have confirm edit on release. And why is that? So basically, my muscle memory is adapted to pressing confirm no matter what I do. So when I do an edit and I still click on edit, it will make it way faster because I just have this on. So if you have it off, turn it on and keep pressing the confirm bind on your controller. Don't change anything. Literally, don't do anything. Just go in your settings and turn this on and just keep playing like you play, and your edits will be a lot faster. Trust me, boys. These are all irrelevant. You don't even need, like, these don't even matter that much. You can copy mine if you want. Then we go into HUD scale. So if you guys want to copy mine, then go ahead. But HUD scale, I recommend 58. Perfect HUD scale, in my opinion. And now we come into the controller options, the controller settings. This is what you guys have mostly been waiting for, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, so what controller auto run is basically pretty self-explanatory. So when you double tap on your L3 and you drag it up a little bit, you will run without even having to touch the L3. So let's say you're in the battle post, you jump out and your mom is calling you, you need to just, you know, auto dive down. And this will be handy in those situations when you're AFK, or if you know have to run to zone but your mom is calling you, or you need to do something quick in your room, and then this will be handy. But this is probably one of the worst settings in my opinion, so I will turn this off because it's very bad for momentum when you're fighting. All right, build immediately, build a pro, definitely have this on. It just makes sure that when you press build, it builds immediately, no input delay whatsoever, unless you have really high ping. So vibration is something that a lot of people play with, all right, and I recommend you guys having this one turned off, because vibration messes with your momentum, with your muscle memory, because every time you do something, build, get shot, when you shoot, it vibrates the controller and your hands, and it ruins momentum over time. And I know when you turn this off for the first time, it will feel super weird. I felt super weird when I switched it off, but it was one of the best decisions I made. So make sure that you turn this off. All right, this is my recommendation, boys. Now we come into the sensitivity. So the first thing you want to do is, you probably have this off, you want to turn use advanced option on. All right, it's gonna give you a warning, but I'm gonna give you guys the best settings. All right, so you want to turn this one on, so it gives you a bit of more control over your settings in the game, sensitivity more exact. So we have build mode, multiplier. So this is only sensitivity when you build, when you have your build menu in your hand and you spin around, you look up and down. This is what this is. So mine is considered pretty high, and that is because I am a build fighter. So I like to build fight, and when I fight in, you know, box fight in arena, I like to be a little bit fast when I build. And you know, if I get shot in the back, I want to make sure that when I build, I can do a 360 and cover myself quickly. All right, and then edit mode is also pretty fast, so I can hit my edits pretty fast. This is just a preference, you know. If you want to be a person that's on low, I would put this at 1.9 on both. If you want to be someone that's a little bit faster, put it on 2.4. But if you want to be somebody that's extremely fast, put this on 3.3. All right, but I recommend in the middle 2.4, 2.4. Now the most important thing is probably the next sensitivities. It's advanced look sensitivity. So this is what you look when you have anything else equipped but the buildings. in your hand. Like when you have your shotgun out, when you look around with the shotgun, with the pickaxe, with any other thing than the build menu, these are the sensitivities for that. So I have 44, 44. So this is probably in the middle. Now, if you're somebody that's want to focus on comp, you want to turn this down to like 40, 40, because you know, comp is more aim than its mechanics. It's a lot more important to have good aim, good game sense, than good fighting and good mechanics. So 44, 44 on both. Make sure they're the exact same. Now, a lot of people have them different, and it's not good because that way you will have inconsistent look sensitivity. So when you look up and down, right, left, it will be very inconsistent. So make sure they're both the same. If you're somebody that wants to be really flashy in the game, put it to 50-50 or 60-60. All right. This is only if you want to be flashy like Faceway, for example. So if you want to be really fast with your building and editing, you want to put this on high. Now, when we go and we look at every other settings, there's a lot of settings with boost, and a lot of people don't understand what boost is. So boost is basically what I would say movement killers. They ruin your movement, and it's mainly for people that are like creative warriors, builders, like technical builders, and this is really bad. All right, I would turn every single boost off. So this all on 0. Instant boost when building is on off. All right, these will be off, and then when you go down here, there's a lot of other boosts. Make sure everything on boost is off and 0. All right, make sure everything is on 0. Then we go to ADS. So ADS is basically when you have your aimed inside on your weapons. So whether that's sniper, shotgun, AR. Now this one, a lot of people don't know what to put on this because, you know, do you want to have a fast one so you can look around quick, or do you want to have a slow one? Obviously you want to have a slow one, boys. Come on now. You want to have a slow and low ADS sensitivity on both of these the same, so that you have consistent, as I said, with the look horizontal and vertical speed. So for this one I have 7-7, and I'm gonna pop up a clip of me, you know, slaying out in, you know, comp or arena with my AR, because I have really good AR aim. You know, if someone is gliding in front of me, I'll probably crack them, or maybe do 150 damage with the AR because I have really consistent AR aim. So I would put this on 7-7 or 10-10. All right, I wouldn't do anything else. 7-7 or 10-10. Those two are perfect. I usually switch around sometimes when I feel too slow or too fast, but that's just personal preference. So if you want to play higher, you can definitely do that, but I recommend you having this one low. Now we come into a setting that will determine your playstyle fully. So linear or exponential. Now a lot of people don't know the difference and what they actually do, which one's better for comp, which one's better for creative. So I'm gonna explain everything. So if you're somebody that wants to be really smooth and really flashy, then you want to have linear. If you want to be someone more consistent with your edits, builds, but look a little bit more choppy and less controlled, then you want to have exponential. Now, which one is better for what? So linear is a little bit better for creative. So when you're doing, you know, free build fights, box fights, all of these things, I would usually take linear in creative, because when you play creative, you know, when you die, you respawn. You can always, you know, go ahead and go over and over. So linear will adapt better in creative, but exponential is way better in game, because with exponential you get a little bit better aim on controller, because you're not moving as fast and smooth around the crosshair. So everything is just super stiff, but the stiffness can turn into something very, very smooth. So if you're somebody that wants to improve in comp, I would recommend trying exponential. If you're somebody creative, I would take linear. But of course, there's a lot of pros that play linear too. So it's just personal preference, really. If you're somebody that, you know, likes linear, you can still use it. You don't have to switch. This is just me explaining the setting to you. I would personally recommend linear. I found it better in comp and in creative, but some people obviously find exponential better because it gives you a little bit more benefits. But for me personally, I like linear a lot more. Aim assist strength, obviously 100%. Like, who doesn't want 100% on aim assist strength? And then we come into dead zone. So this one is also a big topic. You know, you'd never know what you're gonna have. So a lot of people put 5-5, and the reason for that is because of Faceway. Everybody wants to look like Faceway, and you know, he plays 5-5. He's one of the best players that plays 5-5 in my opinion, probably the best one. And controller dead zone, you don't want to have 5-5, bro. I don't care if you want to look like Faceway. Do not have 5-5, because you're gonna move without trying to move. You know, if you're AFK, whatever, your character will be moving without you moving, especially if you have controller drift. So don't have controller dead zone on 5-5. The recommendations I have is, right now I'm playing 7-7. I think this is the perfect dead zone for any controller player. But if you want to do anything, make sure it's between 7 and 16. Yes, 16 is pretty high, but there's a lot of Zone Wars players that the best Zone Wars players out there play with 16, 15, 14. So make sure it's between 16 and 7 on dead zone. All right, you don't want to play 5 because that's way too much. You know, you can try it for yourself. If you have an old controller, plug it in, try 5.5, and you will see what will happen in the longevity of playing this game. Foot controller, I don't have much experience with foot controller. Basically, I've always had my settings like this, so I wouldn't touch any of these. If they look exactly like mine, I wouldn't touch them. If they look, you know, like yours right now, I would recommend doing it like I have, because I've had no problem with this. So I'll probably just have it like I have right now. Audio. So there's one thing in audio that matters, and it's basically sound quality. So sound quality is very different when it comes to shotgun sound and the background sound. So low sound quality gives you less input delay, but it changes the shotgun sound, which a lot of people don't like. But high gives you a little bit input delay. The shotgun sound is a lot more crisp, and it sounds way faster when you shoot. And also with high, you can hear footsteps a lot better. So this is personal preference. Zone Wars players usually put low, pro players usually put high. So I'm gonna put up a clip right now of what the difference sound like, and you can decide whether or not you want high or low sound quality. Now we come into binds. So binds, I can't really tell you guys to switch to mine or switch to whatever. I just can't give you guys a tip. All right, so there's a tip I have for you guys, and this is probably one of the most important ones. The secret to being really good at the game when it comes to your binds is to never let your thumbs off your sticks. Because let's say you jump with X, right? Then you will move with the right stick, and then you will have to leave the right stick and jump on X, losing tons of momentum. That's why playing claw is such a high advantage to non-claw players. Now if you play non-claw, what I would do to fix this is get a pair of paddles. So I'm myself a non-claw player that plays with paddles, and before I played with paddles, I was super stiff, lost momentum, and lost in fights. But when I got my paddles, I just started to get a lot better at the game. You know, it took a while to get used to paddles, but it was one of the best decisions I've made in this game. So I would recommend you guys all buying paddles, and you may not have the money for it. It's about $40 to $50. You can buy it at your local, you know, gaming store. It doesn't even matter where you buy it from. But if you don't have the money for it, you know, Christmas is around, Black Friday is around, you can get them at that time. It will be a lot cheaper. So yeah, another thing you need to know about your binds is to always have a different edit bind to a different confirm bind. Now, if you guys don't know, when you first make a Fortnite account, your edit and confirm bind will be the exact same. This is one of the worst things in the game if you have both the same. So for example, I edit with L3, but if we go to my confirm, you can clearly see it's L1. L1 and R1 would be the best confirms and resets in the game, because they're just a click and you don't have to leave your thumbs off your controller. So I would recommend those as your confirm and reset. Just adapt to them. And if you have paddles or you're trying to get them, what I would recommend your paddles being, if you're on non-claw, would be the right one or left one. It doesn't matter, it's up to you. But both of them is gonna be either jump or switch mode. All right, so one of the paddles is gonna be jump, one of the paddles is gonna be switch mode. These are the best binds for paddles. All right, boys, I hope this video helped you guys out. You know, if there's anything in the video that was unclear, just ask any questions down below. I'm gonna be answering a lot of questions. I'm just gonna be replying to a lot of people asking me any type of questions. So make sure if you have any questions, leave them down below. And for my next video, I'm thinking about making a how to build like face wave video, and I'm gonna show you guys some of the craziest free build tips for people that want to, you know, look really crazy and creative. But if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to smash that like, comment down below what you think of the video, and also use code YOSPLASH in the Fortnite item shop. It really helps me out. And yeah, I appreciate y'all, boys. Peace out.